Salute. Wotesan. Emilola Timomo Hoye. The day Alafia. Divine risings and rotations. Beloved army. Imani. Let us start moving like we know what's coming. Let us start moving not like we're speculating on the possibilities, but like we're affirming the reality. Let us stop moving like we're trying to figure it out and start moving like we know what we're doing, when we're doing it, and how we're doing it. Let us stop moving like we're unfamiliar with each other and move like we've been around each other forever. Because even in the sleeping state and even in our distance, we've still been moving in sync with each other. So it's time to start taking that energy that we once used for something else and start using that energy to empower the movement, empower the reality, empower the change. See, because let me tell you, this society that we in right now is showing you that it don't give a fuck about how you feel about nothing. The people that they're allowing to go inside of these offices of political influence, governmental influence, I think sometimes we forget that slavery was never abolished, it was just transferred. There was never an abolishment of slavery. It was just a transfer of power, of transfer of possession, of transfer of mastery, so to say. This is why they wrote it in the law, because of the complaints of some of their own fellow brothers and sisters. They wrote it into the law as being, listen, we ain't gonna do it no more now until they break a rule, law, a policy. So we're going to create policies that's going to support the creation of a new foundation of enslavement. And we're going to call that policy the 13th Amendment. But we tired of small time people having possession of people and getting paid with these cotton fields, getting paid with these tobacco fields. The government need in on that. So we need to remove the ability of them to have possession of these, the stock and bond. And we need to retain the connection of it. So it was never really a civil war. It was some sibling rivalry shit taking place. And the bigger sibling beat the younger sibling. And the younger sibling agreed as long as they could continue to make something. Let's see. So listen, man. You gotta stay focused on this. And we gotta start moving like we know what we're moving like and like we know what we're moving towards. We gotta stop thinking with our outer mind and start thinking with our inner mind. You see what I'm saying? And that outer mind is the implanted mind that been implanted in us to conceive us as our enemies, to conceive us as the traitors, to conceive us as the distorters. You see what I'm saying? So with that being said, we gotta start processing this shit the way it's supposed to be processed and thinking with our ancestral thoughts. See, because everybody else is thinking with their ancestral thoughts. We the only ones who ain't thinking with our ancestral shit. We the only ones who ain't standing on the foundation, the compass, and the squares of our culture and our ethnicity. We the only ones. Everybody else doing it. And they ain't tripping about each other doing it. It only seems like it's a trip when melanated people start doing that shit. And it ain't just every melanated people. It's specifically a specific branch of ethnicity that the world seems to get in a fucking rut whenever there's some kind of an uprise or an awakening or unification. So just remember that, man. Remember that as we begin to process through these processes, because there's going to be some turbulence here in this flight, in this movement, in this journey forward. dealing with the things that we're dealing with in this climate at the present moment. But for those who can make it through this moment, for the warriors that are not soldiers, but warriors that can make it through this moment, some great shit is coming, man. It's already here. Some things just have to play out. Because there's quite a few other people that's going to wake up. But they stubborn, so they're not going to wake up until they start seeing certain shit play out. And us talking about how it's going to play out. And then them see it, because they're going to be in denial at first. And then they're going to see it play out, and they're going to say, oh shit, they was on point. But listen, stay focused, stay positive, stay around focused and positive people. Never lose who you are once you know who you are. Never sacrifice who you are for nothing and nobody. Don't just wake up, get out of the bed and stay out of the bed and assist others in rising from that slumber. Alafia farano wo monife reyla nindi wope aka sima kayeri onyon kupon aka kayeri enframa. Umuntu inga abantu. Lai ni waju korisegin. Fiedenu, ia soto eto faraka wajibu. Nakupenda usifiwe. Nakupenda usifiwe. Nakupenda usifiwe. Salute. Peace and motivation. Wholeness and motivation. Have an illuminating day. I love y'all immortally.